Hello and welcome to the Around the Ballpark podcast, episode number 125. What a great number that is.
Solid.
And we have to talk about Christmas because Christmas technically is not till the 25th, but tomorrow is December 1st. So we're going to talk about when is it too early to celebrate Christmas? When is it too early to listen to Christmas music? When is it too early to say the word Christmas? All things Christmas we're going to talk about in this episode here for your November 30th, 2025. I am your host, Mike Redman, alongside my brother, Darren Redman. And before we do anything, I've got to ask how your Thanksgiving went, how your day before, how your day after, how your weekend, all that good stuff.
Well, I put into practice a lot of what we discussed the Wednesday right before Christmas, Thanksgiving the night before. So I took those tools that we talked about live and I put them into action. Plus, I had worked most of the day on Thanksgiving, and which was great. And I worked Friday and Saturday. And then today I just slept. Out. But it was great. How about you?
And now, before I go, is your Christmas, is that the same kind of work schedule type stuff, or is that a little bit different?
No, it's the same. Except for that one weekend I'm going to our event, which I'm so excited about.
Yes, that is coming quicker than can be. So, but no, my weekend was, yes, my weekend was fantastic. Honestly, to even go over everything that I did might take the whole podcast. But in a nutshell, Thanksgiving or the day before Thanksgiving, I was off, so I was able to visit some family that we haven't seen in a while, that some of Eileen's family we haven't seen in quite some time. So I was able to visit and spend time with them. Thanksgiving was great. We didn't have to do it. We didn't host this year, so we went by a friend's house, and they hosted, and we just brought a dish or two and had an awesome time just hanging out and enjoying each other's company and really not doing too much. So that was a blessing, change of pace. Friday, we did some Christmas light shopping, so hopefully you can start putting those up tomorrow. And then I had our man cave event on Friday night for that. And then Saturday was the softball tournament. We had over 170 people.
How did it turn out?
So good. We had pretty much everyone that signed up came out, with a couple exceptions. We had 12 full teams of over 12 players. We received over 500 toys that we were able to bless the city of Palm Bay and surrounding areas with. So that's super cool. Palm Bay Police Department was there, and they did like a canine demo, and they took some pictures, and they kind of helped us out, and they made sure all those toys are going to families that need them right before the holidays. So that was a blessing. And then the games themselves was fun. It was competitive, but it was fun. There were 4 games every hour for the entire day. We started at 8 o'clock, and their last game ended at 8 o'clock p.m. So very, very long day, very fun day. We had invocation. I think 12 people gave their life to Jesus right there on the softball field. So that was super awesome. Rob and Dina was there doing the invocation and prayer. We had Daly singing the national anthem. It was just a great day all the way around. Couldn't have gone better. There was a little bit of competition there late in the day where I had to kind of cool some heads down that were getting a little bit chirpy. But at the end of the day, I think the best team won. And then, of course, today was church and Connect group that we go to. And so it was all around a full weekend. So now I got to figure out, so now we're here into December. So things go into the December mode at this point. And then.
So I want to just share 2.5 very quick things about my Thanksgiving that I thought about you and I thought of our podcast and live show. So here are the 2 things. Ready? First, I thought about something that you talked about on the day before when we had our Wednesday night special. It really is more about the sides than the turkey. And the turkey was wonderful. Smoked turkey was delicious. Sides were great. In fact, I had something new that I never had on Thanksgiving before. Picanha steak Oh my gosh, so good. Right?
On
Can I get
Thanksgiving,
beef?
really?
Yes,
Okay,
we had no with the turkey was there. We had that
right.
as well. And I like Wagyu steak, don't get me wrong, but this thing rivals it. So juicy, so good. And then I'm thinking that macaroni and cheese is now a Thanksgiving favorite. It's been like 4 years in a row, a staple. When I was
Yes,
growing up, it was not part of it, but now it is. It's delicious.
it is, and I think it's perfect if you have like the right kind of like if you can put some kind of like crumbles or something on there, it makes it even better.
Oh yeah.
Those macaroni and cheese, but the kids are happy because a lot of kids and stuff they're like, oh, Thanksgiving, I don't really care for a lot of this stuff. They're used to their chicken tenders and
Mhm.
things like that. But I think that there was a piece deal like 3D made like okay if we put mac and cheese in the rotation, we'd be a little bit more excited about Thanksgiving. And I think
Yep.
and funny because I was always a spooky season and a Christmas guy, and I really think Thanksgiving is becoming my favorite just because it's more than just the day of. There's just so much around there the fall harvest stuff, the pumpkin spice, the
Oh yeah.
everything in between. And the weather starts cooling off a little bit, so it's really becoming my top one. And of course, for children and stuff, it's not they really that's at the least of their they like it, but they're more other holiday kind of people. But for me, I really think it's like
Oh,
starting to
it's,
be the top of the food chain.
oh no, it's real.
For sure.
No pun intended, which is so true. And I'm not. The last thing was, I'm not a dessert person. Right? I'd rather another portion of the main course than a dessert. Except I had a new dessert that I never had before. Didn't even know this existed. All right, you ready, Joe? You listening? Everybody, bacon wrapped peanut butter cup cooked on a smoker.
Peanut butter cup cooked on this. So they take the bottom piece out, I'm assuming.
No, they take nothing out. They wrap the bacon
Okay.
around the peanut butter cup and seal it in there for a couple of minutes and just
Mm.
oh wow. You can only have one because trust me, you don't want to eat two because you exactly
Yeah.
still be way too much. But seriously, the peanut butter and the salt and the sweetness and the bacon makes everything better. It was just unbelievable. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my goodness. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. I
Yeah.
because I think today I had that late lunch and now I'm getting hungry at a time you're not supposed to be getting hungry. So that's
Right.
always a thing. But no, that's awesome. I mean, obviously you mentioned it's kind of like this like the Wagyu steak but steak in general like goes with potatoes so well. So
Oh yeah.
but yeah, as I was looking over the different dishes and stuff, like I'm like, all right, I'm putting turkey on my plate because I have to. Like I really wasn't like it just
Right.
wasn't calling to me like everything else was.
Does it?
So
It just doesn't.
yeah,
You know.
not this time around. Maybe again in the future. But and it was great company. It really was. Really was happy to be there, and it
Oh,
just
that's
took a lot
great.
of the weight off the shoulders. So, but hopefully, you can get everything. The one thing that didn't get accomplished, and that's probably because I had too much on my plate, was the like the decorating stuff for Christmas. So that's going to be kind of a priority tomorrow. I have like a half day tomorrow, so be using several hours to kind of chill and try to get the Christmas lights up outside and maybe put the tree
Perfect.
up, that sort of thing. So, yep. So before we have our fun tonight, I know you had a question you want to ask me as well, but before we do all that good stuff, we got to give a shout out to Christopher Bennett and Natural Task Solutions. Again, just believing in us from day one. And as we're sitting just shy of 3,500, just want to also just thank them for their love, their support, and we're just going to keep this thing moving forward. So, but Darren, if you would mind sharing a word from our sponsors.
If you're dealing with tax issues, maybe you're behind on your filings or you got hit with a lien, let me tell you about National Tax Solutions. These folks know their stuff and they actually care about helping you fix it. I've heard from people all over Palm Bay and Fort Pierce, who said Chris Bennett and his team turned a financial nightmare into peace of mind. That's the kind of people and help that you want on your side. So if tax stress is keeping you up at night, call 855-627-4829, visit NashvilleTaxSolutions.com, or email info@NashvilleTaxSolutions.com. Nashville Tax Solutions, real people and real relief.
Thank you, and I'm just so excited. We're going to get to spend some time with Chris this coming Saturday at the parade. Of course, that's going to be amazing. And then again on the 20th for the Christmas extravaganza. So it's just going to be a really fun month. So definitely stay tuned to this channel. There's going to be a lot of great videos coming your way. And again, just nothing but love and respect for the folks over there at National Tax Solutions that help make this possible so we can come to you live each and every week. So Darren, I want to start off. You said you had a question for me that you wanted to hit me off with right at the beginning.
So, I'm on social media a lot and I scroll on like all the different platforms. So I am on TikTok yesterday, and I know you are the cruise guy. You and your friends. I mean, I haven't been on a cruise in, I don't know, 7 years. We left out of Long Beach, California last time I was on one. Ensenada, one of those 4-day cruises. But this kid, and I mean that in a respectful way, I just don't know his name. He's about 19. And he said he heard that this was the cheapest and worst cruise to ever go on. And so I've been following his journey, and he seems to be liking it a lot more than he thought he would. But it's called Margaritaville. It's a small ship. It's a 2-day cruise for $49 for the 2 days. But with taxes and everything, it comes out to like $150. Do you know about that cruise?
Yeah, so that cruise he's referring to is actually it comes to about 300. So what they do is they have the base fare is really low. It's like $49 per day. But then you have the you have the prepay or you have the gratuities, the port fees, the taxes, all that stuff. So once you finally get your bill, it winds up being, it's like 150 to 190 before you get on. And then when you leave the ship, it's in there about $105, I think it is, between fuel charge and whatever. So overall, it runs you about $330 for the 3-day cruise. It's really a 2-day cruise because that third day you get back at like 6 a.m. So I've done that one, and then I've done the.
Oh, you've done that. So is it as good about? What was your review? Because he seemed to like it. He said it was worth it.
So the first 3 times or 2 times we did that one, we absolutely loved it. We did the 2-day or 2-night, 3-day one. We absolutely loved it. The food was great, just enough entertainment where it wasn't overkill for your paying, of course. The room was a great size. We met some really good people, that kind of stuff. Of course, you could now. Then I went on Royal Caribbean a few times, and then I'm like, okay, there's clearly a difference here, but still good. Like if you're trying to have the economical route, that's the way to go. However, once I just went on the most recent one, which is the same one he did, but it was the 3-day instead of the 2-day. New chef this year, so the entertainment great, room was great, but the food was abysmal, and the what do you call it? And the pool deck was really, really bad. Outside of that, it was a great time. That would be the 2 low scores for me compared to what you expect.
Oh, so that's the one that you just went on.
Yeah. So that's the one.
Gotcha.
But they have 2 now. So they just added a new ship called the Islander. So I would venture to say he did the Islander because, well, maybe not. Maybe the cheaper one is the Paradise. The Paradise, you can tell, is a much older ship, and it probably needs to be updated.
He said the top deck had like the artificial grass on the top deck. So I don't know. But he said it was good. He thought it was worth it. He liked it.
Yeah, he's on Paddington's right there on
the there we go. Yeah. He's dressed for it too, except for no pants. But he's love that. What ship is he on?
He's not sure, and it's not even a real. Apparently, he got on the ship and it started moving, and there's actually no captain, so he's really just floating out there somewhere right now. Something of the Seas, I think it's called.
Right.
But hopefully he'll come back. Hopefully he'll come back to us before too long. But he seems to be happy. Yeah. We got another pod to do later this week, so he better be back. So I would agree that it can be a little shady when you see the prices. Like if you see a airline fare for $49, you're like, okay, I probably have no leg room, and the seats are probably like that. But it's good. Again, you're still eating better than you would at home, pretty much. You know, it's not
that's kind of what he said. He said it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yep. Big fan. So can't wait. Hopefully, probably be some time before we go cruising again. But the next time we do, looking forward to it just as much as as the last time. So.
Oh, perfect.
So tonight, guys, we are into the Christmas season, sort of. Starts tomorrow, in a way. So I thought it's been a couple weeks since we brought out the Wheel of Names, which is one of our friends here on the show. So I thought tonight would be a fun time to bring it back for this episode. So I'm going to share my little screen here, and let's get to it. Here we go. It is loading. But yeah, we're gonna have some fun, talk about some Christmas topics here, and let's see what we got. This was not prepared ahead of time in terms. I have not read any of the possible choices here, so literally copy and pasted some stuff, came up with, and we're gonna find out together. You can't even see what the whole thing is. Okay. Do you prefer real or fake Christmas trees? So I'm going to need to unshare that. Okay. So real or fake?
You want to go first or me?
I'll go first in this one. I prefer the real Christmas tree. Unfortunately, Aiden, with his allergies and things like that, he's not able to. If we have a real tree with the pine and all that kind of stuff, it just triggers a bunch of stuff. So we tried that one year. It didn't work out so well. So with the fake trees, I'm definitely starting to enjoy them more. You got to put them out and give them time to like open up before you start putting the ornaments and all that kind of stuff on there. But it's got to be pre-lit. You can't buy a tree that you have to put lights on, because you always start the process and then you have the cord, the plug on the wrong side, and it's always a mess. So got to be pre-lit. And I think every like 2 years, I think it's good to switch it out, unless you pay an arm and a leg for it, then, but I like to switch it up. 1 year I like the teal and the white, and then maybe 2 years later I like the go with the multicolor, so it just kind of depends. So, but for us, it's fake.
So, when I was a kid, we used to always get real trees, and then we ended up having an artificial one. When my wife and I first got married, we got some real trees, and with the kids, everything. And I'm a big fan now of the artificial tree, the fake tree, the fakey tree, as they say on Office Ladies. Why? Because it doesn't wilt. It doesn't start making a mess. Then like one day you wake up, like you even put all the water in it, you wake up and it's so brown. What happened? It's nice. It's easy to put together. It looks nice. And I mean, don't get me wrong. It looks very nice. If a person likes the live tree, that's great. But for me, just from a mass, from an ease of use, give me the artificial tree.
And it lost sound on my end, so just tinkering.
Soup likes fake with clear lights. I do too.
Hopefully you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you. Soup likes fake with clear lights. Here's my question.
Technical difficulty here. Let's see.
Oh. I think that's spot on.
Okay, I'm trying this one more time. I had it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but it's there we go. Hopefully, let's see. Okay, try again.
Today, okay. One small step for man, one giant
leap. We're back.
Okay, so I like the fake with the clear lights as well. And in Soup and Mike, maybe you can answer this question. When I was a kid, right, even before I was a kid, there was like tinsel everywhere and garland. Like that's gone away now. Nobody does that. What happened?
I think I could be wrong, but I think tinsel and garland was the number 4 cause for marital counseling in the United States of America. I think it always went horribly wrong.
Yep.
It looks in your head, it looks beautiful, and then it's either not long enough or it's too bundled up, and you just never can get it to way to look right. So I'm not saying discard it altogether. Definitely the tinsel never works out, but with the garland, it's got to be the right fluff. It's got to be the right height. It's just got to all work out. So it's not the end of the world if it doesn't. But
And when was the last time you actually went into somebody's house who actually strung popcorn together and put it on the tree?
right, yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
Because if you have that much time, God bless, or you're a psycho.
Yes, right. That case. So I foresee us continuing the fake tree route, but if it's affordable, I like to, like I said, switch it out every 2 to 3 years, I would say. So, all right, let us go to our next one here and try to figure a way to keep this on the screen so I don't have to go in and out. Yeah, because it is.
So let me ask you this while you're loading that. Do you put a train around your tree?
Like a skirt kind of thing?
No, a train. You know, people put the choo-choo train.
No, I have not done that. I do put up the villages that Dad had every year. I put those up. There's about 15 of them from It's a Wonderful Life. So
That's great. That's great. You know what
I
do?
Not the tree, of course. I just have like a display across the room.
Well, what I like to do, it's not the same
it's like
thing.
A different place each year.
It's not the same thing, but Joe, Soup, and I, we have a phone call. So we don't put out the villages. We put out the village
reason
people.
It is being silly, so we'll keep talking until it loads up.
Yeah, so I put out the village people, little miniature village people.
Life, though, that is, I think, like it's a must every year for me. Do you do anything like that on your end with like those kind of porcelain houses or anything like that?
Oh, absolutely. We have some porcelain houses from Jackie's grandmother who passed on, and it's very important that we put those out. And can you hear me? I guess you can't. All right, nobody hear me right now, but okay.
Okay, gonna go back to the old school because that is not working. Okay,
all right.
We gave it a shot. Okay, well,
can you hear me?
So, can you repeat the last part? I can. Yeah.
Yes. No, I said a couple things. I forgot what I forgot what I said. I guess not that important. But no, I forgot what I said. I'm sorry about that. I just did. It couldn't have been that funny, but it just wasn't. The tree. I forget. It'll come to me 3 a.m. I'll wake up, check my go to the bathroom and that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, and we'll stay live as long as we need to until you remember.
Why not? Why not?
I don't know why this screen sharing is being so silly. It's just straight up.
Well, just do it and just come up with a topic.
Let's try one more time, and if not, I will spin it on my end, and then I'll let you know what it says.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay, so while that is, okay, there we go. I'm spinning it off screen. See what happens. All right. So the winning topic here. Okay. What is the most ridiculous, ugly sweater you've ever worn or seen?
Okay. I don't want to sound like Ebenezer, but the whole ugly sweater thing, it's just like there's too much people making money off of the ugliest sweater. First of all, it has to be organic. It has to be a sweater that is ill-fitting, but not on purpose. You know what I'm saying? It can't be too much lights and nonsense. It just has to look like somebody's aunt got it for you while she was at the bus station in Topeka, Kansas. So I've seen ones that have stripes, like they broke out of prison, right? And and just like, I don't know, some stuff on top that look like furry, and to me, that's an ugly sweater.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's also there to extend the amount of Christmas events, like the people that like to, like me, that have the social, fear of missing out, that sort of stuff. It's just another Christmas event you can put on the calendar. Oh, ugly sweater party. It's something to do on the 23rd, so that way there's, what I mean. Like, it just seems like it's turned into that. And then of course, like, how ugly can you get? And I kind of like just the fact that they're Christmas sweater with a, I like the simple stuff. Like, it doesn't have to quote unquote win an award for ugliness, but like, I have the Stranger Things one. I love it. I have a Home Alone one would be cool. Just simple.
Yeah. Yes.
The ones that you can, like, what I love about the Stranger Things one is you can have the upside down, or then you can flip the little mesh stuff, and then on the other side it basically shows the characters riding the bicycles. So it's kind of cool. That's good enough for me. I don't need to have the bells and whistles and all that stuff.
So you got me so into going to watch that series now. I've never seen an episode, and I'm all about it. Now I have to go do that.
So, Stranger Things?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they just obviously released season 5. So we watched the first 2 episodes. We kind of fell asleep, so I watched the last 2. But there was so many years between season 4 and 5, kind of like Sopranos used to be towards the end, where it was like so. And you can tell they're a lot older and all that stuff. But if I had to rank the seasons, me personally, it would probably be in terms of best 1, 3, 2, then 4. But I really think 5 will kind of redeem everything. This is the final season, so definitely a must watch for sure. The characters, you'll learn to love them all, and that's what makes a big show. Is even more than the plot and stuff. You have to identify with the characters, and they from the beginning. And there's some really good supporting actors on the show as well.
So right now I'm watching Landman season 2, and it is appointment television because it's me, it's my brother-in-law, and his best friend, my friend too. So, and now my other brother-in-law is going to watch with us as well. So we're not allowed to watch without each other. It's like that kind of thing. Like,
that's fun to always have at least one show like that. Yeah, I think that's how it should be.
And then we're going to do that, and we're going to go right into Tulsa King season 2. So
okay. So just make sure you throw Stranger Things in the rotation. You'll definitely.
Oh no, that's the one I'm going to do by myself. And I just finished the Ken Burns docu-series on the American Revolution because I'm a nerd.
Like that, yeah. No, it's good. I think everyone should have that. A few that they only watch by themselves, because you don't have to. I'm not going to watch. Not that she watches it, but I'm not going to watch Desperate Housewives of Montana or anything like that. So, but. And this has absolutely nothing to do with anything. And before I spin the wheel again, I just have to share this one. It was hilarious. So in a kids' church today, we were talking about how we can pray for people that either we don't like or that aren't our type of people. And this one kid, he raises his hand, and it's like, okay, yes, so and so. What's up? He's like, I really feel like we need to pray for Lady Gaga. I don't know what's wrong with her. Just thought that was the most random. So we stopped what we were doing and we prayed for Lady Gaga. Apparently she's got some weird lyrics or something. I don't know. But
so you just brought up something so I am this gentleman, Sir Ken Robinson. I don't know if you ever heard of him. He passed away a couple of years ago, and he has this wonderful, and I suggest everybody watch this TED Talk. It's on YouTube, about education and creativity. And I thought of you and what you and Eileen do with our youth. And he talks about how it's not that kids are born creative or become creative. His philosophy is that creativity is removed from them,
Okay.
And, as they grow older, because they're just education for all right or wrong reasons sucks the creativity out of people, and they just have to become kind of robotic. So he told this story. What I wanted to share with you made me think of what you do, and Eileen do, is he tells his story about a second or third grade teacher, and there's art class, and the teacher walks over to this young girl and says to the girl, "What are you drawing?" True story. This is what he told Sir Ken Robinson. And she says, "Well, I'm drawing God." True story. I'm drawing God. And then the teacher very politely said, well, nobody knows what God looks like. And she stopped for a second and she said, well, they will in a minute.
Oh,
How great is that?
So good.
Yeah, that's the creativity, right? Like, what do you think Jesus looks like? What do you think God looks like? Yeah, I'll show you in a minute. What a great answer, right? And creativity.
Yeah.
How do you respond to that?
Yeah. You can't. Like, you just have to that's awesome.
That's creativity. Yes.
Yeah. So what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. So I just love, sometimes it's easy to be like, okay, okay, Timmy, you're disrupting class. Like, this is the 7th time you're telling a certain story. Or, okay, we've already prayed for your fish twice, but every once in a while they say something that just captures you and you have to talk about it. So, but I'm going to try one more time with the share. And if it doesn't work, I'll just share off screen again. So I'm hoping it works this time. So let's see. Give it a quick second. Let's see if it will. Can you? Oops. Are you seeing the wheel now?
Yes, I do.
All right. Let's spin that wheel. Let's see what we get. I can't even see the end of the sentence, so we won't find out until. Okay. What would your elf name be if you were one?
Oh.
Ooh. Okay. So there we go. So what would your elf name be?
Well, it's kind of interesting. Those of you who are watching us and listening, and thank you very much. In fact, here's a secret I didn't want to share, but since Mike brought it up, Mike actually gave me my elf name, and it's a name that, as he knows, every Christmas I go around, put on my elf outfit, and I'm known as Disappointing Darren. That's my elf name.
Disappointing Darren. Oh man. So that's, you're no disappoint. You're fine.
Well, it depends who you ask.
I did see there was a website. It's an elf. I think it's Elf on the Shelf generator, and it says find the first letter of your first name and find the first letter of your last name. And so, according to that, I would be Snickerdoodle Belshire. Apparently, would be my elf name, Snickerdoodle Belshire. And yours would be, well, of course, Belshire as well, but you'd be Snowball Belshire. So that's a reliable source there.
I like it. No, that's good. That's my backup.
And Heather says Icy Peppermint.
See, that's a cool name.
Yes.
That's like a rock star name. Like, hey, so there's going to be Lady Gaga's coming in from the 5th to the 13th. Then we're going to have Taylor Swift from the 16th to the 20th, and then Icy Peppermint making her Palm Bay debut. It's going to be great.
She's working the circuit. She's doing good.
Yes.
She's an up-and-comer. So, all right, let's go back to that wheel. Let's see what we got next. I'm going to do it offline. It's easier to. There we go. Let's see here. So, next one. We'll do 2 more of these because we'll have a couple parts of this month. December is the long Christmas one. All right, Darren says, what is your favorite Christmas song and what is your least favorite? And if you're here in the comments, let us know in the chat what you think. But favorite and least favorite. I'll start with you and then I'll go.
All right. So this is actually tough for me. Well, the worst song is not tough for me, though it's going to insult some people. And it's a very honest answer I'm going to give you. I have never, ever listened to the whole Mariah Carey's Christmas song. I don't listen to it, don't know what it is, never heard the end of it, because when I just hear the beginning, I just turned it off. And it just is too commercial for me.
Well, they don't play it enough. I think, they only play it once every 25 minutes.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think that's the problem right there. No, I remember a time one holiday season where it was on 4 stations at once. Like I was trying to get off. It was like December 3rd and it was too early for Christmas music that day.
Right.
And I'm just like, I can't get this off. It's every single station.
So there's a gamut, a potpourri, if you will. All right. So you know what the worst is, but there's a tie between Nat King Cole, Christmas, or the Christmas song. I love the Charlie Brown Christmas music when he's walking out. That whole beautiful, just he's walking. It's cold. He's sad. He sees a tree. That is phenomenal. And then there is a very salty song, not meant for kids, called "The Fairy Tale of New York," and by the Pogues. And that song, unfortunately, I've done a lot of work with those in addiction. It's an unfortunate, very true story about people who, they still believe, but they're living a tough life. So that's the tie. But Christmas song, the Charlie Brown's music, and then Fairy Tale in New York. How about you?
Fairy Tale in New York. So, well, I have two least favorites. The Santa Baby is just
Awful.
cringe. It's just kind of like that. I'm okay with country music, but it's like that twangy country song that talks about the tractors and the beer, and it's just. So yeah, that one, and then anything Nat King Cole, only because if I want to listen to Christmas music, I want something kind of uppity and joyful, and it just it's like that national anthem singer that their role was to sing the national anthem, but they're going like every other lyric, they're stretching words out, they're repeating.
Oh yeah,
it's just so not a fan.
So
and it could be saltiness because I live in Florida and it's never going to be a white Christmas here. So, I just can't sing about one.
Listen, I hear you, but you know what song I also like, which might bump one of mine out? For fun, Christmas rap. I love Christmas rap.
That's a good one. Yeah. Yep. And what is it's that, I can't think of it off the top of my head. There's like this instrumental Christmas song that's like very, very popular. And I'm trying to remember what the heck that it's called. But I just heard it the other night at Man Cave, actually, and it's slipping my mind what that is. But let me take. And Heather says, now that I'm a grandma, I don't like Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer. Favorite is Christmas shoes, and I want a hippopotamus for Christmas.
Oh, those are great.
Yeah,
those are great.
Good picks. I mentioned earlier, like I'm not a big fan of the the song "I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas" because it's slow or whatever. But I think the song "Christmas Shoes."
That's Carol Little Bells. That's right. Pick a bells, count bells. Yep.
I was hoping Mark would jump in there. Okay. So that's another that would definitely be on the top of the list.
I love that song.
Carol Little Bells too. And then I think the other one I would choose for tops actually. Had never heard of the song before, but Peabod, who came to our Christmas extravaganza event a couple of years ago, did a song called "Never Ending Christmas," and it's just the best little video, the best little jam, so good, and something different. Like I feel like there's such a market for Christmas songs, and we keep getting the same ones over and over and over again. So I think it's favorite by default because I hear it less than every other song. I think is the one.
Very good.
So, yep.
No, you're right. They play the same 8 songs over and over.
Yes, over and over. But let us know in the chat. Well, Heather, you did as well. But if there are any other ones, we'll go ahead and spin it one more time as I am plugging this in. And this will be the last one for today. And then when we have our encore
he's
episode,
plugged in a fan, and we're going to have a nor'easter on Tuesday.
Oh, really?
Yes.
It says, okay, what's that one is. Spin the wheel. That one is somehow there was a duplicated one in there, so I don't want that one. Okay, the wheel is.
Did you read the comment section?
No, very. Oh, yes. I'm not a fan of Mary. Did you know? Of course, she knew. So good, so true.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. It says, would you rather have a white Christmas or a tropical Christmas? So I think it kind of depends on where you're from. So if you're living in Florida, I think you're probably, well, it can go either way. You probably dream of a white Christmas because you're so used to being 78 degrees on Christmas. But then your body would go into shock if you were around that much snow and icy roads and all that kind of stuff. So even though people from Florida would prefer the white Christmas, I think at the end of the day, they just want it a little bit colder than it is. I think that's good enough for Floridians, but I can't speak for everyone. Me personally, I would rather be around snow and be a white Christmas every year. It doesn't have to snow on Christmas, but I've got to see that it's got to be a chill when I go outside. I cannot wear shorts on December 25th anymore. That's the problem. But what about you?
So, as you know, I lived in California for 16 years. And I have to tell you that people in Fresno, I lived in Clovis, right outside of Fresno. In Fresno and Clovis, they still talk with great reverence. It didn't happen on Christmas Day, but the one time it snowed, 25 years ago. So, without sounding like the year without a Santa Claus, I would love for it to snow on Christmas Day all over, just to see that. And yeah, I love snow on Christmas, but I like the warm weather much more than the cold weather. But on Christmas, yeah, bring it.
Yes. Yeah.
Just stay safe and bring it.
Yes. And I know in New York, it sometimes can snow all the way through April. You've seen it before?
Yep.
Typically,
Oh,
yeah. We just get the January cold weather and then it's gone for good until November again, and then we get it. Then it gets hot. Like this past or today felt very warm compared to what it should be this time of year. But then we had a really nice cold day on Friday. It's just all over the place. I'm ready for it to be steady chill for a while instead of 50s one day and 80s. We're not even getting the 70s. We're getting 50s or 80s.
Right.
It's just weird. So, but no, it's fun time scratching the surface. Again, we're going to have a couple more of these fun little Christmas themed episodes. Maybe not the wheel each time, but we're going to have some specialty Christmas episodes along the way. We'll have some special guests coming as well. And then, of course, we'll have one here about the parade. We got the extravaganza, a lot of good stuff content coming your way. Heather says, yeah, same for me, Darren. Lived through the mountains of snow growing up. Yep,
exactly. Agreed.
Yep, nothing better. So thank you, Heather, Mark, for jumping on. And I'm so glad to hear that Unbox Society went so well today, and looking forward to joining back in next month, because I think we'll be done with what we're doing on the 21st. So looking forward to that. I'd like to hear more about how it went today, though. But until next time, Darren, I hope you enjoy your start to your week. We'll be back here live again on Thursday night, probably 9 p.m. If it's going to be earlier, we'll let you know, but it seems like 9 is the better time slot for Thursdays. Actually, I do have something at 6 that night, so I think 9 is going to be perfect for that.
Perfect.
Night. So, all right. Well, until next time, guys, thank you so much for spending and being a part of our Sunday night each and every week. And until next time, we will see you around the ballpark.